Welcome back to the KingsCourt, or the Bethesda Brothers podcast, as we like to call it now. And I am joined by my co-host, the legendary Joey Caps. Hey, Brother Joe, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for being here as always. As I always say, it would not be the same without you being here with me. We have a interesting topic today, and it is a little bit of drama, and I don't like drama on the KingFanMan channel. And the only reason it is drama is because the word drama is in the title, I guess. It is the Bethesda drama, and it seems like that the YouTube community loves to drum up drama around Bethesda because it gets views in the YouTube world. And it seems like that YouTubers are cashing in on Bethesda drama. And my question is, does Bethesda deserve the beating that they're getting?
Quite frankly, I personally don't think so. Bethesda, for some reason, is perceived right now as just an evil company, and I don't really understand that part, being that everybody takes part in microtransactions in some way. So then does that mean that every company is evil? Possibly. But just because you come out, and I know, King, I know that most of your subscribers, they're phenomenal, they're great. And I know a lot of them support Fallout 76, and obviously I do too. However, Fallout 76 isn't exactly the game that the community as a whole wanted. But it's almost 2020. The game came out in 2018. Relax. Just relax. They're making so many changes to this game for the better.
There you
and
go.
People are constantly beating it up. And then Bethesda's just an easy target for people for some reason. And it's just basic human nature. People love drama. That's just what it is.
Yes.
And Skullsy said it best. I'm sorry for name dropping him, but Skullsy said it best. He said it on Twitter. If you're constantly building your community around toxic topics, man, you're not going anywhere. There's no way out of that. There's no way out of it because your community's toxic on top of that.
Right.
So if you love Bethesda and you're just beating them up constantly, do you really love them? And also, it's just there was a video a few years ago released about pro wrestling, and I'm a pro wrestling fan, and this kind of goes with what we're talking about with 76 and with Bethesda. And there was a video of a guy just bashing it. And his friend was like, "Oh, you hate wrestling?" He goes, "No, I love it." So it's just like, holy smokes. Like, I feel like that's the case with Bethesda. People just love beating them up. Yeah. But in reality, they still love Bethesda. But it's just like they're getting views for it, and especially if you're monetized, you're getting money. And I guess in other words, you're a sellout, and that's what people are doing. Yeah. That's what people are doing. And like our friend Skullsy said, you can't build a channel off that. You just can't. And if you do, it's gonna beat you up in the end.
Well, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper, and of course we're not going to cover everything, but we all know, and I readily admit, that Bethesda has made mistakes along the way. The canvas bag, there's been a lot of things that Bethesda did wrong, and I think people like Pete Hines are suffering because of it. You haven't heard hardly a word out of Pete Hines for months.
King, I gotta be honest with you. looking back at it, and I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go right ahead.
I think the canvas bag thing is the dumbest thing I've heard. I think looking back at it, it's such a stupid thing to freak out about.
It is. It's silly.
Why would you buy the Power Armor edition for what?
A bag.
For what?
Yeah.
Like, but why are you buying that? You're buying it for the freaking helmet.
Do you know I don't even know
complaining
where my
about a bag.
I bet my bag is now.
And
by the way,
threw mine out.
I never changed my bag. I never got the bag.
Me either.
Because I don't know where my bag is.
Yeah, me either. So there you go.
But
go on.
This is my point. They have made some missteps. There is no doubt about it. And we're not going to go one by one down that. But what I want to talk about today is, and you made some great points, that most of these people that are bashing on Bethesda say they love Bethesda, and they're doing it because they want the company to be better. They want the company to be like they used to be. They really say this.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at this company and see if they are making good decisions now or they're making bad decisions. What are they griping so bad about? What are these people that say they love Bethesda yelling so loudly about? Well, they're yelling about Fallout 76. Well, let's look at Fallout 76. This is a game that since it's come out, they have literally changed it over and over and over and over according to what the community has wanted. Now, I've thought about this a lot. I cannot think of another game that a company has made this many changes and the amount of large-scale changes to a game that Bethesda has done to Fallout 76. In fact, they are redoing the whole game for the community with Wastelanders.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, and I feel that this really isn't the first time that they're doing this. Bethesda, if you look back at it, they kind of did this with Fallout 4, with adding in survival mode, and that was just a completely new way to play the game, a very frustrating way, but also a really fun way. So I feel Bethesda, the one thing that they really do well, and people are like, oh, it should have been that way at release.
I was about to say, the detractors would say, well, it should have been like that in the beginning.
76 should have been that way at release. Well, not for nothing.
But
Bethesda,
see, can you even talk to a person
way.
like that? Can you even talk to someone that says that?
You really can't, because all they want to do is they want to hate the company that, really they want to hate for some reason. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why there's so much hate in this world to begin with, but people just want to hate. They just want to hate. And if the hottest thing is to hate Bethesda, that's what they are going to do. And Bethesda, they could do no right. They can't. They could release mods tomorrow. They could make private worlds free or make it $1 a month.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's bring up Fallout first. I'm glad you brought that up, because I know there's some people out there thinking, what about the $100? Okay, well, I've got some information on the $100. First of all, just a few facts on the subscription, the $100 subscription. Number one, we know that private worlds in a lot of games cost money. That's a thing that we should have at least suspected that might have been coming along. ESO cost money. So it shouldn't have been a shocker. There were people saying, well, these are things that Bethesda promised was going to be free. They never promised private worlds were going to be free. That's just an absolute lie.
They just promised it would be in the game eventually.
That's absolutely right. Bethesda never promised that the private servers would be free. Now, the $100, and people love to say that like it's a huge thing. Number one, that's for a year, and it's a lot more than just the private servers or the private worlds. They've added a lot to that to make the deal a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of funny because
And then people gripe about that because then they say,
yeah,
well, they're putting stuff behind paywalls. Well, you can
yeah,
either say it that way or they've made it better for the people that are buying the
yeah.
subscription.
I might have said this before, way back when, maybe a year or so ago, but I might have said that if Bethesda puts Private Worlds in 76, that I would pay for it. It sounds like something I would say, and what happens? We're paying for it,
Yep.
but not for nothing though. The $100 for the year comes out to $8.33 a month.
Yeah.
You have Minecraft, I believe, that charges $15 a month for a realm, which is pretty much its own server.
Wow.
You
want to repeat
Ark.
that? You want to repeat that again?
What, $15 a month?
Which is more than Fallout 76.
Yes, and
Okay.
it's just a server.
And that's Minecraft.
Yes, you have Ark that charges. You also have, what's the game that you mentioned? I'm drawing a blank.
ESO.
ESO.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's not like 76
Which is the same price, by the way.
Yeah, it's not like 76 is cheaper. It's like it's $1 or so more cheaper than ESO if you buy it for the year.
Right.
76.
Now, I have some inside information on this $100.
Okay.
When all of this brouhaha came down, when everybody got upset, and I say everybody very loosely because the everybody was mostly the same crowd that's gotten upset about everything.
Yeah.
Now, there were some people that were playing the game that got upset. Okay, I do understand that. But from the circles that I play in, most of the people that were playing the game and happy with the game didn't get upset. But there were some. Now, what Bethesda did, this is from inside information. When people got so upset about it, they took a wait and see stance, and we're just going to wait and see what people's reaction were to the $100. And you say, well, people's reaction were bad. No, listen, people. And I'm talking about YouTubers and everybody else has been griping about Fallout 76 from the beginning. We're talking about the people paying the money, okay? Bethesda was going to wait and see what the real people playing the game's reaction was to Fallout first. And if it was not a success, they were going to change. They were willing to do exactly what they've done with everything else and change the game to what the people wanted. Now, that's from an inside source at Bethesda. And guess what? And this is what people don't want to admit. Fallout First has been an overwhelming success.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I totally see the appeal, hence I have a private world or two myself.
Or two?
And yeah,
Whoa!
I said that, or two. So
Mr. Moneybags there.
it's just, it's not that, listen, they're not charging you $35 a month. They're charging you $13 a month or $100 for the year, which isn't bad. Considering
it goes down to $8 actually when you spend the $100.
Yeah, $8.33. So it's just but listen,
which is a Starbucks cup of coffee, by the way.
Yeah,
let's not get dramatic here on how much they're charging us.
Picture how much you, like, just people in general actually spend on fast food every week. And it's like, man, imagine if you just took one meal and you cooked at home and you saved it for 76 because if you love the game, and that doesn't sound as bad now, does it?
Nope.
Because you get this really good content, and what I mean by that is private worlds. Only reason why I have it, the only incentive, I did not care about anything else. Private worlds is what mattered to me and what has mattered to me since day one. And I'm happy that it's finally out. I'm excited to see the different changes that they have implemented in private worlds. But if I ever have an issue with Bethesda, I have made videos on it, but I will not dwell on it. I just won't. You won't get anywhere, and you will just build a toxic community, and that's what others have been doing.
Yep.
And it stinks. It absolutely stinks because you can't really come back from that because your viewers and I want to try to be the channel, and your channel is already that, King. I want to try to be a channel that people come to just to relax and enjoy and not have to worry about drama because people already go through that in their lives. Why the heck
Oh, absolutely.
do they want to watch you and listen to some more drama?
Well, a gaming channel is supposed to be about having fun, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And I just feel it's evolved and turned into just something else, and it's not for the good. It's not for good. So
I am so glad you brought this up, and this is one reason that I really wanted to talk about this today.
mhm.
Fallout 76 has obviously been a passion of mine because I cover it on my channel. Uh, it's kind of hard to have fun with a game when it and the company is being constantly bashed by people who don't play that game.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100% sense. Yeah.
And it has been since before it was released.
Yeah. I also feel those same people that bash the game, that quote unquote don't play it. I've seen some of their gameplay on their channels, and they're level 95, and you can't be that level without playing the game. I feel in that regard, they're just hating the game because it's just the hottest thing to do, and it will get you views. And that's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. If you're really listen, if you're really passionate about a topic and you really have an issue and you really have a gripe and you want to call them out on something, go ahead and do it. But don't make that the main thing on your channel, because I've seen a YouTuber recently that has done that. And I will not say his name, that has done that, and now he's uploading different types of videos, and he's not getting nearly as many views as he did on the dramatic 76 videos.
Right.
So it's just, come on, just stop.
Right.
Stop. It's just ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous now. If you don't like the game, stop talking about it.
Right.
Just stop. You don't have to talk. But what does it get you? It gets you views. That's all this. That's what YouTube boils down to. Whatever the heck gets you views. And sometimes I'm a victim of that too, but I catch myself. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous.
And if you're really doing it because you love Bethesda,
yeah,
then you should be able to see that they also love their fan base. And again, I go back to what they have done with Fallout 76, and they are constantly, I mean constantly, week after week, changing that game according to the community that plays that game. They are changing that game according to what that fan base wants. That is a company that cares. So if you really love Bethesda and are griping because you love Bethesda, then you should be able to see that and quit griping.
Yeah.
But see, they don't. So there's something wrong somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hottest thing is to hate on them right now. That's the thing. That's what's going to get you views. That's what's going to get everybody talking. That's what's going to make everybody hit that like button. That's going to get everybody to go down there and comment. That's what's going to get the people going. That is what has gotten the people going. Just let's trash Bethesda. That's the hottest thing. and that stinks. I feel like a lot of people. I don't know if do you know who Angry Joe is?
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's a lot of people are just trying to be him.
yeah.
It's like, please stop.
Well,
Just listen. Like I said, if you don't enjoy the game, if you don't like 76, ignore it. Stop. Not for nothing though. This isn't even really a Bethesda Game Studios Maryland game.
no,
This
it's
is
not.
Bethesda Austin.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned down in the comments of one of my videos before, you were like, you were like, Joe, we have to bring up the point that this isn't a Bethesda Maryland game. It's Bethesda Austin. It's a different studio. It's completely different. So, and that's something that we also have to look at. But not for nothing, I think Austin has done a good job. I really do. I think they've done a really good job so far at 76. And I think we will see more with Wastelanders. And how good that's going to be. Because Bethesda, I feel, would not have delayed it if this wasn't going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel they're making the alterations that they have to make right now.
Yes.
They're changing what they have to change. They're trying to smooth it out. I'm just assuming. I don't know. But they delayed it, though.
Mm-hmm.
It will be out hopefully by January, by next month.
I think
February.
I think it'll be out in May, but that's me.
May. Okay, May. Really? Why so long? That's Q2. That's not even.
I think it'll be at the
Q1.
end of Q1, but yeah, I think
That
it'll
would
be
be
out
March then, right?
by May 1. March 1. I'm sorry, March.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't mean May. I meant March. Yep. Ooh, I misspoke.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
March, not May. March.
Yeah.
Ooh, I really misspoke. Thank you for catching me there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, March, that's more realistic than May.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
So,
of
Joe,
course.
do you see anything to turn the tide of this Bethesda bash? I mean, it started before Fallout 76. It really started at Fallout 4, and it's just gone downhill with 76. Do you see anything that can turn this tide of this Bethesda bashing?
No. I'm just gonna be honest with you. No, they can't do anything right. If
No.
they come out with Fallout 3 remastered tomorrow, people will find something wrong. Fallout 4 voice protagonist, that was the big gripe with that game. Lack of RPG elements. That was the gripe with Fallout 4, and I love Fallout 4, so I really didn't see much of that. I mean, I know it wasn't the ultimate RPG, but still was a really good game.
I mean, some of the channels I loved on YouTube. And when I say some, I mean multiple channels that I love that I would call Bethesda channels are now fully what I would call hate drama channels, totally against Bethesda.
Yeah, and I don't think if I think with Starfield they really need to hit a home run, and I think they have it in them. They will, in my opinion, because they kind of have to right now. But I don't know if the community will see it as a home run. I just don't see it. Look, just look at this.
But
okay?
I think there's I still think there's a huge community behind Bethesda.
Of course, but just look at this though. You have, before we close this out, you have The Outer Worlds, very good game.
That was Joe's way of saying I'm out of time. Okay, go ahead.
Very, very good game. Outer Worlds is a very good game.
It is.
But think about this. Imagine Bethesda releasing a single-player Fallout game, okay, and telling us it's 25 to 40 hours long. 40 hours at the most.
Yeah.
And then they say it's semi-open world. It's not even open. What do you think people are going to do to Bethesda? They're going to rip them a new one.
And then imagine them coming out with a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game.
Yeah.
And see what they do.
Yeah. Obsidian apparently just can't do no wrong. And it's ridiculous. And not that I'm saying that they're doing wrong. I'm not. It's just no studio is perfect, and you can't make it out that they're perfect and Bethesda is, a redheaded stepchild. You can't. It bugs me. Bethesda isn't perfect, but Obsidian isn't either. So that's just what I think.
I know, and maybe we'll have this on another podcast. I know we're at the end. Is it that Bethesda's audience got so big that, and how can I word it? The community, Bethesda's community got so big that there's some that love them, and then there's those that just are going to hate them. Is that what happened?
I think so. I've seen subscribers of mine that have loved Bethesda and that were so behind them, and now all they do is pick them apart. That's all they do.
It's that's peer pressure, though.
Yeah, yeah. And that's all. So, like I said, it's the fun thing to do right now is to hate on this company. It's the fun thing to do, and that's just a fact. And that's what will get a reaction.
Well, I'll tell you this as I'm closing it out. I've played Fallout 76 since the beta. It's not a perfect game, but you know what a great game it is.
Oh, yeah.
And it took you a while for me to talk you into what a great game it was, for you to really get in there and try it. But there's a lot of those people that are out there talking about it and talking about how bad Bethesda is that really don't know how good Fallout 76 is. And I'm going to keep standing up for Bethesda because I do know how good Fallout 76 is, and I do see how good Bethesda is at their customer service, and I have seen that even Fallout First is, yes, I'm going to even say it, it's not a bad deal. I also purchased Fallout First. I have a private world. It's a good thing. It's a better deal than Minecraft's. And I'm not...
Yeah,
it's not a bad deal at all. And again, Bethesda takes care of its fans. So...
Yeah, and with 76, it's different. It's you have to be patient. And if you don't have patience with the game, you will not like it, and you will not give it a chance.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to be patient with this game. That's what I learned. And if you're patient, you will love it. It's a Fallout game.
Yeah.
The story in it is really good. I think it's really good. A lot of people don't like the story. I like the story.
That's because they don't give it time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining me. We could talk about this Bethesda drama, but I wanted to deal with it because it gets so tiring hearing about it getting beat up defending this game. And I do defend it because I want to have a channel and I want my subscribers to just enjoy the game that we love.